Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my War in the Pacific game, War in the Pacific Admirals edition. Oh, okay. We snagged Madang without a fight. um, that's funny. Well, I guess it's U.S. because anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Um, so yeah, we're here in April 23, 1943. My night raid went yesterday. It didn't, and maybe the day before. I can't remember. Doesn't matter, because it's going now. And see if we can get some hits on the runway. Um, this is a night air to air, so it's basically nothing. And let's see storms. Man, can't can't get any luck here. But we do have more bombers coming. Let's see if we can get in. Severe storms. Ooh. So we're hitting some aircraft on the ground. We destroyed one, damaged, I'm going to say I'm going to say what it said, 4, but that could be 4 damages were applied to even one aircraft. So it's hard to know, but here we go, some more. If we could get some good weather, maybe we could actually hit something, hit a couple other things. There's one. Another. All right, so we're getting some effect here. I bet if we bombed in the day, we would get shredded. So we have to be patient. But like I said, I'm going to do this maybe Moonlight 75. I'm going to give it one more night bombing. But once it drops basically below 2/3 moonlight, I'm gonna switch to day, and our P-38s are ready to sweep again. So we'll give that a go. I just had a thought. I could rest my bombers. Nice. I could rest my bombers and 2 hits. Oh, troops on board. Okay, there's also a transport on here. Which transport could probably pick up some stragglers. Bummer. Not getting any hits on any tankers or anything out there. Anyway, I could do a quick sweep while they're, anyways, do one sweep, rest, recover my fighters, and then, yeah, I'll give it a whirl. I won't be bombing right behind it, but it'll give me an idea of what he's using to umbrella the base. Okay, I've got fighters going to both of these spots, but I think we're hitting Rangoon today. Yeah, I think because of my presence there and ability to bomb Tavoy, he probably won't cap anything north of Tavoy anymore. One, 14 bombers. What do they carry? 6 and 1 hit. That's kind of sad. Wow, 45 B-25s. Let's check this out. Nice. And then 63 bombers, and we only get 17 total hits. But it is heavy rain. Okay, Ambon needed to be hit again. It was fairly well repaired, so it was time. Yes, I'm sweeping the wrong base, but I guess thankfully he's not capping it. I'd be in trouble if he was. uh, I guess I checked all my bombers and switched them to target Rangoon. Pardon me, but I neglected to check the fighters. That's kind of sad on my part. Alright, we're doing our afternoon recon, which allows us to see what damage we've done. Hopefully, pardon me, hopefully get a good look at how effective our raids were. That, oh, what we might have heard could have been that cargo ship that was up in this area, and it looks like we got the escort. That leaves the transport probably unescorted. This should sink. Rome is airfield size 8. That is excellent news. I plan to start shuffling some more aircraft. Well, I've got thoughts. I'll have to look around the map and make sure everything's going to work. I may give you a quick look into the losses for the day, and then we'll probably jump right into the 24th. All right, so the bombing we have been doing semi-successful, 9 damage to the airfield. Um, he has a lot of fighters here. I could go with my P-38s. I'm gonna shuffle some stuff here because we're having it. I still don't get why the railroad can't be used to move supplies, but for some reason it's not. So I may pull some of these aircraft now that this is expanded to size 8, and we'll get it one more level here to size 9, but we can hold 2 more groups. I'm thinking about pulling these Vengeance 1s back to here. It's still within range. If he brings ships, we could still bomb any ships that are parked even all the way down to here. It allows me to dive bomb without using up whatever precious supplies are right here. And our Dauntlesses have done a really good job of clearing out whatever ships he has here, just with their pesky bombings during surge. Really, there's nothing more to talk about here. I am not sure why he hasn't. I'm not seeing a movement line unless it's going this way and I'm just not getting a good graphic of it. I am bringing in artillery and this infantry, trying to speed down the road. I think this will be 3 turns 2 at the at best, but I think it's going to be 3. Um, and then, but our artillery should get there this next turn. Well, let's look. I'm here to look at losses, so let's jump into it. We lost 3. That's the lowest it's been in a while. And he lost 6. But I just wanted to look here because we did hit some things on the field. I wanted to confirm the quantity. And here we go. 2 Tojos, 2 Oscars. This Oscar air to air. That was our night bombing, and then ops. An Emily and a 0 on the ground. So these 3 were from our night bombing as well. But let's take a look here. We lost no pilots. That's excellent. And we are seeing, the I-9 supposedly. But that's the one I think that tried to get into Kusai, and we hit it pretty hard. So probably on the way back to Ponape, it sank. Well, that is if it did. Sagi sank for 4 points. Not a bad ASW ship. It's actually probably pretty good. But I would have rather hit the transport, but now the transport has no escort, so he may skedaddle. I don't know. But although it's possible he's already heading back. Okay, that's kind of about it. Just wanted to show you these things. We'll jump. We'll do another. We'll revisit this information at the end of the 24th. Thanks. And we're back on April 24, 1943. See how I've got some. I've got continuing night bombing, but this turn I'm gonna try a sweep still over Tavoy. I'm doing a night bombing. Let's go, 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 go. Can we get some? Yeah, please. Yeah, we got some in here. So he's got zeros up even. Let's go. Let's try this. We don't lose any bombers, but and we destroy a 0 and an Oscar. We do take damage. What I'll probably do, we're at 67%. I'm going to rest my aircraft for a few days, and we will come back and do some daytime bombing. But this is our last night bombing for a while, because we're going to lose moonlight anyway. Plus, it's raining here. Got a Tojo on the ground. But I'm gonna. I'm not doing too hot in the with the subs lately. But that's okay. I shouldn't say that. I think we got some good hits just yesterday. It's so easy to forget. You get some good hits, and you're already complaining of shortly thereafter when you have some misses. So, he missed one of my this is another one of those situations where, yeah, I'd rather have this than the AK. But he missed a transport of mine, so I really should suck it up. Okay, so we have Gyoshin Maru tanker. It didn't sink. The Porpoise has another chance, but it's a dud. Bummer. Okay. This should sink. It's a light cargo ship. Wow. So the tanker, but it is heavy fires. I don't know. He may lose either of those ships yet. Wow. He ain't messing around. All right, so this is 84 fighters up to try to stop our bombings. If we were bombing doing daylight, that would probably be pretty devastating, I think. The British Liberator 2s I don't know. They might be faster, but they don't have any armor, which is maybe okay. But the B-24Ds and the D-1s, maybe they're better for some things. Anyway, we'll take out some of these fighters, hopefully. I promise you, I don't want to lose any, but I'm going to be resting my bombers. So I'll rest these fighters. We'll recover whatever's damaged. And when my fighters are back up to 25 and we've got our bombers ready to go, we'll come back. We'll give it this is a lot of aircraft, both sides. I mean, we only have 24 left, but still, it's a lot to watch. So we'll see if we can take out some more Nicks. And I'll probably skip through this here shortly so we can move on. Ooh, we even got a Tojo. The nice thing is if we're sweeping up high, he's going to have to cap high, and then our bombers can fly up underneath that cap. Now, again, we don't have any daylight bombers here, but that's the idea. The medium bombers will hit something up here. I can't remember which. Pegu, I think. Anyway, all right, let's see if we can shoot out one more, and then I'll move forward. Oh, even more cap coming up. All right, well, we damaged one. Let's go through this. Let's see how we do. I'm seeing some losses. Okay, this says 2 versus 6 of his. We'll get better numbers after this is done. Yeah, daily bombings from Japan, courtesy of the Japanese Imperial. What did they? Imperial Army? I don't know. But I don't know. I can't complain. We're bombing him too. We can't be one-sided. We have to do give and take. So we're hitting ports down here. I don't think there's a need to, but the idea being that, you know, hinder his ability to bring supplies and reinforcements in by sea. Of course, bombing the airfield helps keep reinforcements coming by air. And supplies, if he's dropping supplies. Honestly, I haven't looked into it. When you drop supplies on a base, does your aircraft land and unload, or do they drop with, you know, the supplies by parachute and keep flying? Okay, so I love these dive. I don't know. I feel like these are probably the best things to use for bombing airfields. It's just amazing the damage they do. I should try it on ports too, see how much more damage they do to ports than our level bombers. 3 supply hits. He's gonna have to bring some supply ships in. Actually, I don't know. He may have like 50,000 supplies there. Who knows? Um, I always assume he's got the logistics set up, ready for already preparing for defensive measures. Um, okay, there's a ship sunk. I don't know which one. Ah, another dud. That would have been sweet. All right, Porpoise, come on. Stop doing duds, please. See? Oh, I was wrong. I was going to pick on these subs and say once they do a dud, from then on it's misses. But look at this. How many duds did we get? And misses is just ridiculous. All right, well, we're getting some hits. Oh, yeah, there's a second torpedo. All right, Porpoise. You're going to have to go back and... That should sink, yeah. You're going to have to go back and get some uh, more torpedoes. Man, that was ridiculous. Well, the thing is, well, I'll talk about it in a second. We got port 4, that's great. Short lens, that's also good. Yeah, these are just back, uh, backwater bases, I guess we could call them. Okay, cargo ships, more and more cargo ships. All right, so what I was gonna say as we were wrapping up the turn is that while I have very long logistics trains that I have to manage, which would allow him to torpedo any given cargo ship, like I'm hitting his, I have all sorts of routes I can take. I can go way down. I can just you know, set waypoints and go way down here, of even avoid Pago Pago if I need to. It could come down here, bring stuff all the way to Melbourne. Um, I've got like lots of options. He's limited. Sure, bringing stuff up in closer to the front here, that puts me in danger. Of course, one of the things is he did have subs operating in our, you know, in behind the lines, some around Pearl, some back in here. But what happened was we started bringing in air assets to chase them away, sink them, and so I think he's pulling them back to specifically hang out. Well, it looks like he's using them really for port defense or base defense. So when we come in to take a base, he'll have a chance to torpedo something. He may or may not consider them expendable. So he parks here, he torpedoes something, we destroy it with our depth charges, and that's one less ship he has. But meanwhile, he might have damaged our ability to take the base. However, so I don't know his reasoning, but that's what it looks like. You can see subs based in these key areas for what looks to be that reason. Um, what was it? Oh, meanwhile, when he's moving ships, he's got to go from Japan out. Now he could say, "Well, I'm going to go this way," but we'll have a sub operating over there. You could see here we've got subs covering. That doesn't mean there's always a sub in each of these hexes, but he can't say, oh, well, I'll go this way and avoid a sub because I've got subs going that way. I guess my point is he's more limited because he has to go to Japan and from Japan, um, and he can only go so far out, but as he goes out, he still may meet a sub. Let's say he says, you know what? Maybe his sub net is not very tight, so he comes out from here. Well, I've got subs here, but let's say he somehow, um, but see, he'd have to move supplies here and then come out. He finds a hole, let's say, and he comes around. Well, he could technically do that, but again, Japan is pretty easy to surround and blockade. Now, again, there are going to be holes like you can see this huge hole right here. Although we got subs backing up here. Um, I'm I not to just harp on the same thing or keep repeating myself, but I'm just saying it feels like I'm hitting a lot of his cargo ships, but he's um got to do certain things, whereas we're a little bit more free to pick different waypoints. The Philippines are easy pickings because he's got to move supplies, maybe let's say from Manila to a base here in the so, well, like Mindanao, let's say. And we've got a sub here. He's got to maintain the supply network here. Really, just all of his bases are it's a logistics war, right? And our logistics are as important as his. It's just that I feel like his options are more limited for how he can sneak around different things than ours. But I could be wrong. Maybe that's not a correct analysis of the situation. Okay, before we let's look at this real fast. I'll be because I spent so long talking about subs and I mean the merchant shipping. Let's look at this real quick here. So looks like we got a sub near Gizmodo, which of course he does have one right there. But anyway, we did get some kills with our P-38s, and we'll look at that shortly. We do have one written off. Pilot is killed, so that's unfortunate, and who knows what else. We got one missing. We also lost at least two in direct combat, so we may be down at least four and possibly more. Um, wait, one, two, three, no, five, at least five, maybe more. Oh, six, seven. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of these things lost, and that's unfortunate. Hopefully, we didn't lose too many pilots. That's kind of unfortunate. We lost a pilot. Losing some recon. That's not. Oh man, crash. Well, this one's damaged, but this one crashes. That's kind of unfortunate. Okay. Um, got some repairs. Sapporo, that's a Japanese base. Um, we got Yorktown is ready to go. Well, I'll talk about some stuff here shortly. Let's keep going. Um, all right. We supposedly sank three ships here. Um, we this was just shuffling an air unit. I'm pretty sure. All right, let's look at the losses here. 6 to 15. It's a good ratio. 12 to 23. Okay, almost 2 to 1 or 1 to 2, however you want to look at it. All right. These numbers are off, but that's okay. We'll kind of use them as a basis. So 15, let's bump that down to 13. So he lost 13 fighters. I'm gonna just say the Knicks and the Tojos because that's what we fought during the day. Look at this. He lost 8 trying to protect it at night, and then another 15. That's got to be frustrating. And here's the thing: I feel for him because, well, I've never played Japan. I mean, if you're sitting here, like we've had hurricanes fly up and intercept him at night, even get a kill or two, or, occasionally. Um, but we haven't lost that much trying to. I don't know how many we've lost in air to air against his bombers. Probably little to none. But he's lost a lot. I'm just saying, I feel for it because I'm gonna still do it. Although, like I said, I'm not gonna do night bombing for a while. We'll rest and we'll do a couple of day missions. Well, at least one day mission shortly. But there you have it. Meanwhile, we lost 8. So going back here, if he lost, let's just say 13. I'm gonna drop it by 2. If he lost 13 and we lost 8, that's not the best ratio. And then we got some losses for ops. We did lose a. Okay, so this may have been one of our night attacks, although I didn't know we lost a bomber in those raids. That's unfortunate, but we'll move on. We have to. Okay, so yeah, we lost a lot more pilots than I would have liked. 7 total. Is it possible they're all from the P-38Es? Um, I don't know. Um, and then ship sunk. Let's see the score. We were. Whoops. We were told we sank 3 ships. We only see 1 here. That's unfortunate because I wanted to see how many points we got from it, but that's fine. This is a pretty good ship we sank. 10, 10, 10. Are these related? Aiden cargo class. Why am I? Okay. Aiden and Aiden. So all these are the same cargo class. Um, Toyohara, Kochi. But anyway, so he probably does something similar to what I do, kind of lump ships, similar ships together. So you've got same speed, same ability, same capacity. So you're unloading and loading basically at a similar rate and so forth. All right. So I was going to talk about also my intention to what I'm going to do on the map here. I think I'm not going to. I think my offensives are going to start in June, like beginning of June, and there's a couple reasons why. One, I want to. The Essex is almost here. I want to bring it on the map or in the Pacific as soon as possible to assist. I won't do. I don't want to waste time, but I think that also gives my ships. I have some ships that are coming. Does this tell me the actual day? Well, it's 24 days, whatever that means. No, we've got 5 days left here, so probably roughly what, the 19th of May. We'll be getting, 19th or 18th. I'm not sure how it's calculating the number of days. Does it include this? That's 6 left in the month. Anyway, um, so mid-May we'll have the Essex. We can start bringing it over here into the South Pacific, kind of somewhat rapid pace, get it over here, and I'm thinking of positioning my carrier fleet up in this general area to attack Manus because my main or both of these, maybe I can hit both of these at the same time, Kafieng and Manus. Meanwhile, I intend to invade Dili basically the same time, but I think my carriers will be here because I think uh, he may be ready to strike out. I think KB is perked right here. And he's got a huge fighter cover. If I come up here to raid this, I mean, I do want to raid this with carriers even, but I really want to get bombers, heavy bombers ready to hit it as well. Because if I can get heavy bombers targeting this base, then carriers can come in and kind of help clean up, make sure whatever ships are in port are sunk, things like that. Well, heavy bombers can do that too. But if I fear that if I bring my carriers out to hit this, I'm going to lose a lot of aircraft attacking whatever's here. And then when he brings out KB to counterattack, I'm going to be depleted. So I'm very nervous about what this represents. However, if I have carriers parked here, even further in, but I have fighters covering from this area, land-based fighters, maybe some from this area I can cover up here. My carrier should be okay. And meanwhile, I'm covering up here with what I have. So that's my thought. But I'd like to have the Essex. Plus, that gives me a chance to get ships upgraded. I have several ships that upgrade in May. I may let that happen. I'll look at how long they're going to take, etc., and make sure I'm not wasting a lot of time. I could probably pull the trigger on Dealey sooner because, again, I think KB is in this area, maybe even up here. I don't know for sure. But if, in any case, and by the way, look at this 3 of 4. That's just from radio. So I don't know what he has here. Well, he has a lot of merchant shipping or support ships. Um, I don't know. I could go for Dilly even sooner. That is on the table. Um, but I'd like to have Essex before Oh, also check this out. There's one other asset that I now have ready to go. It just finished repairing. Okay, maybe not. Where is it? Come on, Wasp. I thought it was only one. Okay. I could have sworn it had one day yesterday. Now, I think this says estimate, so it's possible maybe that it can go up or down based on different factors. Well, so I have one more day. I thought it was going to be ready this day. Um, but yeah, I can get the Wasp back, and I can have another two carrier. Um, if all of my carrier groups are essentially two carriers per group, then when I get Essex here, I can have four full air combat task forces with two carriers each. That would be including if we're including the Victorious. Now I only have the Victorious for. I'm not wanting to upgrade this. I actually, yeah, 75 days. That's too long. I need to keep it moving. Or flex. I need to be flexible. Um, oh, Victorious leaves in a few months, so and that's another reason not to upgrade it. That's 2.5 months of with only 6 months to go using it, less than actually. 2.5 months. That's a huge chunk of time. But when I get the Essex, and I can pair the Essex up with the Victorious, we'll have four full uh, carrier divisions, and I'm keeping the Victorious in this theater because it really won't. It literally will do nothing if I move it to the India Burma theater. It would sit here until I felt comfortable to do some kind of a sortie against, let's say, Tavoy, in which case it might do one quick thing and run away scared, but maybe get sunk. I don't know. But look at this. He has 82 fighters that are visible by our recon. So we're whittling away at it. Yeah, we'll keep pressing. This seat keeps telling me he has a carrier here. I feel like that's not true, but it could be. And also, this port is only size 2, which means it's probably hard to supply and whatnot. Anyway, I'm rambling a lot about all of these. I feel like I'm all over the place, so I apologize. Back to the point. The point is, I want to pull the trigger on my offensive early June. I may go for something here in this area, but this doesn't feel as urgent or important to what I'm trying to accomplish as this area does. For one, by taking Kafieng and Manus, I really isolate this whole area, keep it because I can put SBDs here and here, and nothing will get through that can supply these bases here, Rabaul, in New Britain or New Guinea. And then the other thing is by taking Manus, if I can get maybe all three of these, get WeWack at the same time, and then make a push for Hollandia. Because this, by pulling the trigger in the Southwest Pacific, South and Southwest Pacific, I can expand this direction and hinder his oil resource production, and also come up into the beginning of the Marianas. I'll call it. I mean, I know it's not, but we'll start being able to work our way this way. Taking even any we talk does really nothing for us on that front unless we had B-29s, which those don't come till 44. I do not want to be invading the Marianas after I have enough B-29s to actually use them. And if you look at the air capacity here, I couldn't even launch B-29s from here. So it's absurd to think of the marshals as necessary for as a stepping stone anywhere else. I'm very comfortable now. I say that there are other players who may beg to differ, and that's totally fine. I I'm learning all sorts of interesting things as I play this game. And every turn it feels like I learn something new. But I mean, I want to take all this for points, and also to keep him from having bases, sub bases, or whatever other kind of bases, air bases. But I don't think this is going to help me in my objectives. So we'll clean this up, but our main focus is going to be this area right here, this axis. And basically we'll come up this way and come up this way, and like I've already stated before, we'll have some forks after that, but we one step at a time. So by June, early June, I want to pull a trigger on these, and maybe even before that up here. If I take Dealey, then maybe a June offensive here would then allow me, especially as he's maybe trying to figure out a way to counter this, we can be like thinking about Ambon or something like that. Well, I have been talking a lot. There's really nothing else to cover, even in Southeast Asia, but I will for briefly. I just wanted to point out that these bases I've completely devastated, um, except for this. I just wanted to say. So this is still 95. I think it was maybe 100 yesterday. This is only 42, which makes me want to hit it again. But this one he's repairing very quickly. Now, having said that, the detection has also dropped, so I'm not sure if I can trust that 100%. But in any case, I'll probably hit Amboni one more time and then come back to Kupang. All right, moving quickly here to Burma. I did want to say that we did hit this base. We don't see any damage to it, but we certainly damaged his fighters. His ability to cap. I say again damaged because he certainly has a lot more fighters, but we've made a dent. That's I should just maybe I'll say rephrase it as we've made a dent in his fighter cover. Let's take a look at what we've lost. So these are the aircraft we used. Look at this, down to 17 total. We have 11 in the pool. I'm going to go ahead and draw them. We're going to stand down, and we have three in the reserve pool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use up these, but not all of them. When we get too low where three doesn't help us, in fact, I'm just going to say this. We'll even just, in fact, let's just pull all the aircraft here. What I'm going to do is when these get used up down maybe below 25 again, um, instead of, well, we won't be able to replace them anymore. We will upgrade and move on without them. I don't know how many pilots I lost specifically here because I don't remember how many I had. I could look, but I'm not that stressed about it. We just got to grab a couple more pilots, make sure we're ready to go again um, in a week. So in a week, we should be ready to go. Meanwhile, we can look quickly at our night bombers. I'll have to get the pilot here. But 3, 4, 5. We've got these 5 bomber squadrons that they look like they're still in good condition. Like we don't have a lot not ready. That's what I mean by good condition. But you've got high fatigue. We'll rest them and like I say, we'll rest them in a week. I'm gonna let them rest for a whole week, even. I think. Um, I'm gonna do this and say set all because I think because they're night bombers, it'll only do the night bombers. And this, see this, look at this, 11 days. Um, and let's look at these 3. So a week isn't too absurd anyway. Then we'll have a full complement of bombers. And well, except for we'll be missing 2 Liberator 2s. Maybe we can get these. Yeah, we'll have all B-24D. Look at this. We're missing a couple. Oh shoot, we have to wait 4 days before we can um, reinforce this. That's a shame. Oh, I don't need to reinforce it that much. We still have, it's partly because of these. I mean, because they're back here still. We're just moving them slowly as they come online. So there we go. Well, I wasn't so quick as I wanted to be, but if we look here again, we got 10, could have 11, but we won't have 12. And in 3 days, sorry, 4 days, we can get we can fill this back out completely, but by then there's no way it'll be ready in only 3 days. So if we go in a week from today, what is that? The let's see, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31. So the 2nd of May, if we go the 2nd of May, um, we'll be missing 1 Liberator 2, another Liberator 2, and a B-24D1. Otherwise, we'll have all of our bombers will be ready to go. Speaking of, let me look at one more time at this one. How long is this one? Okay, tomorrow, and we'll fly it down and yeah, get ready to go. So we'll rest them and hopefully get some fatigue back up and morale. A couple of these look like they're low morale and high fatigue. All right. Well, China isn't anything. We've same old, same old. So I'll just basically end it there. We can take a quick look and see if we see any movement, but otherwise, we'll just wrap it up there. Thanks. We'll see you next time when we come back for the April 25. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.